I hope I have olive oil. I'm gonna be making my summer pita fattoush salad with tomatoes and peaches. Do you imagine if I had no olive oil? Do I have? Oh yes, I do. Do I have enough? No, I don't. Damn it. Don't see any. Damn it. You know what? I'll figure it out. This, right now, to make a pita chip, is the only time you should be buying store-bought pita. These actually look pretty good for a store-bought pita, but I have like a really amazing pita recipe in Eating Out Loud. It's super fluffy. I have the oven preheated to 350 degrees. So I'm just gonna toss these right onto a roasting tray. You wanna put a nice amount of olive oil. You wanna coat it because you want it to get really crispy. I have some more olive oil. We're gonna drizzle a little bit more on here. Excellent. Now I'm gonna season it really well with some kosher salt or sea salt. I'm gonna kind of toss this in the salt and the olive oil. And while I do that, tear the pieces a bit more because I don't like anything looking too perfect. Feels pretty coated to me. There's not too much going on here, but because they get nice and crispy, they really they take up a lot of room in the salad, which is nice. So we're just gonna let that kind of toast there. We're gonna check them in 5 minutes. If they need a shake, if they need a flip, we're just gonna play around. While those are toasting, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start prepping all of my veg and my fruit. No, I'm gonna get a plate. No, I'm gonna get a bowl. No, I'm gonna get a plate. No, I'm gonna get a bowl. I'm gonna get a big bowl. This is how easy it is to assemble this dish. All you need to do is just simply cut these tomatoes in half. It doesn't need to be perfect. When they're mixed with the vinaigrette, all the tomato juice and the vinaigrette really coat that toasted pita chip so well, but the pita chip holds up to the juice. So you still get that crunch, but you get the bread absorbing all that vinaigrette flavor, and it is so good. Gorge. And I'm just gonna scatter that on top. And look at those colors already. I'm gonna be cutting this onion very, very thin. I'm gonna slice it in half first, and then I'm just going to slice down this way. The onion's just more beautiful that way. You don't need to put as many onions as I'm putting in this salad if you don't love a raw onion, but I love a raw onion, and I love making out with dough after I eat all this raw onion. So you just scatter it on top. And again, we're just building all these flavors. Okay, what is next? Ooh, good thing I checked on this. So just kind of give it a little tossy. When you overcrowd a tray and you put it in the oven, it tends to steam versus toast or to roast. So you want to put less and make sure that there's not that much else going in the oven so that you got a ton of heat right on it. What was I doing? Vinaigrette. Do you like how I'm such a hot mess in the kitchen? I am obsessed with lemon. I use lemon in tons of my recipes. It's just a beautiful, natural way to bring acidity to anything that you're cooking. I'm so filthy already. I wore my new vintage pants. 1.5 teaspoons of honey. You get, the acid and that floral kind of flavor from the fresh lemon juice, but then you get hit with some beautiful sweet red wine vinegar. That looks good. Salt. I'm using kosher salt. You can use sea salt, whatever you have on hand. I really want to get into pink Himalayan salt. It's fancy. So before I put the lemon juice in and bring it together, I'm going to take these chips out. They're nice and toasty. We have a nice golden color to them. I love a pita chip. Salty, crunchy. I love a crunch. I'm just going to mix this quickly before I add in the olive oil. When I say season to taste, you never know if you get it right the first time. So always make sure that you taste. I love that I use Abe's cutlery as my tasting spoons. Okay. Ooh, right. A little bit more salt. But the black pepper, it hit my throat. Hey, look at my salad.
It's so pretty.
I'm sweating.
Give me a kiss.
So don't be afraid to go a little heavy-handed here. And if you have big leaves like this, I just tear them in half. I'm not really into cutting fresh herbs for salads. I'm more into tearing them. And now we're going to grab some of this fresh basil. I don't want to use too much. I'm going to use the smaller basil up top right here. Maybe even some basil flowers. I can use those, right? Apparently you have to take them off actually because they can ruin your basil. The things you learn on Instagram. If they're bigger pieces, Again, just tear them in half like that. There's something really special about the flavor combination of all these 3 herbs together. I just love it so much. And then you're gonna see the magic. When I add in the pita chips and the vinaigrette, it's beautiful. Okay, I'm going to lightly give this entire salad kind of a little lift so that things move around and you see different parts of the salad. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a handful of these pita chips. Again, give it a light little toss. Beautiful. Do you see all those colors? Isn't that gorgeous? Gorgeous. And so what I like to do in the end is finish it with a nice sprinkling of sumac. This sumac I smuggled in from Israel, but you can find really good sumac at different stores, and it's got this incredibly citrusy aroma to it. It comes from a berry that grows wild in the Mediterranean and Middle East. They turn it into this ground spice that you just then sprinkle right on top of this salad. And it smells amazing, and it looks amazing.